Hey everyone, thanks for listening to Sex with Emily. Today's show, we're getting to a bunch of sex and love topics. Do you really want to open up your relationship, or are you just looking for an excuse to cheat? Should you confront a new boyfriend who is yet to pick up the bill? And what do you do with your dog when it's time to get down and dirty? Thanks for listening. I have a question for you. Would you go to the grocery store and pick out just one type of food to eat for every meal every day? Of course not. So why would you limit yourself to just one type of sex toy? That would be my biggest nightmare. So think of adamandeve.com like a sex toy supermarket. They have all my favorite high quality brands like WeVibe, Magic Wand, Jimmy Jane, Pure Lube, and more. And to make it easier to stock up on an arsenal of toys and lube, the folks at Adam and Eve have set me up with a special deal for all of you. Go to adamandeve.com, and for a limited time, you'll get 50% off any item. But that's not all. When you select your one item at 50% off, you'll get 3 free adult DVDs, for a little inspiration, plus an extra free gift and free shipping on your entire order. They do not gouge you at shipping, because that's what I hate. So check out adamandeve.com today for this special offer. 50% off one item. Type Emily for the offer code to checkout. And when you do, 3 free DVDs, free shipping, free stuff. Use code Emily at adamandeve.com.
Look into his eyes. They're the eyes of a man obsessed by sex. Eyes that mock our sacred institutions. Bedroom eyes, they call them in a bygone day.
Hey, Emily, you got a boyfriend? Because my man E here, he just got his heart broken. He thinks you're kind of cute.
A girl's got to have her standards. Oh, my.
Do women know about shrinkage?
Isn't it common knowledge?
What do you mean, like laundry? It shrinks?
Can we not talk about sex so much?
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God, it feels so good.
Being bad feels pretty good. Well, Emily's not the kind of girl you just play with.
You're listening to Sex with Emily. We're talking about sex, relationships, and everything in between. For more information, go to sexwithemily.com, where you can check out all of our podcasts. Oh, you know what you should do, as long as you're there? Sign up for our mailing list. Subscribe. It's so easy. We've got a subscribe button, and you'll never miss a show, because we do 2 a week. They'll come right into on your phone, or wherever you listen to podcasts, and it doesn't take up space or anything. They're just there, and you're like, oh, I'll download it. I'll listen. It'll be a good time. And that's what you should do. We have a brand new website, too. If you haven't seen that yet, you will love it. And I'm here with Menace, and we are coming at you live from Gibson Showroom in Beverly Hills.
So
Gibson
fancy.
Rocks. I know. Aren't we fancy now?
Super fancy. I love it here. It's like a grab bag of just music and equipment. And,
I know, right? We're like, we need a mic. I know.
Guitars everywhere. I'm like, oh, I need that piece. And then I just go into a room. I'm like, yes, they have it here.
Kind of like a...
It's like having your own guitar center.
It's like a guitar center.
Yeah, it's great.
It's pretty cool. I love it.
I love being here.
I love being here with you, Menace.
I love being here with you also.
How are you?
I'm good. Where was I? I was in Mexico not too long ago.
I know, I saw the pictures.
Yeah, I was in Puerto Vallarta. I don't even know if I say that right, but it was so much fun. I partied for days, and then one day I thought I would do something crazy. I go, as a goof, let's go to Senior Frogs, which I've never been to, but that's where, the notorious party spot is. And I started off in the morning, and then my girlfriend and I are just drinking margaritas nonstop. And then we go back to the resort. We stayed at the Hard Rock Resort.
Oh God, crazy! And
it's just nothing but party. It's actually not too expensive. I highly recommend it. But every single room has a jacuzzi in it, right?
Shut up!
Every room, it's huge, as big as a hot tub, right?
An outdoor jacuzzi?
No, inside the room.
Okay.
Right, and all the rooms are marble. So we're there, we're drinking, we're partying. I dropped my phone in the jacuzzi. We're so hammered. Every room is just stocked with huge bottles of alcohol,
Amazing.
Right? And my phone still works, by the way. iPhone 6S.
It did not die when you dropped
it
it in
didn't.
water.
Apparently, they're waterproof.
Show.
I checked that out online. They don't really advertise that because I'm sure they don't want people testing it out. But the iPhone 6S is waterproof.
That's the best thing I've ever heard, because I did spill a cup of coffee on mine yesterday and it was fine. So I was like, what the fuck's going on? Okay.
Yeah, so getting hammered, all this stuff. And then my girlfriend and I, we decide, you know what? Let's order room service. So we go and we order room service, and the room service comes, and I go, you know what? I'm going to go grab it. Well, I don't even drive off because I'm so hammered, right? I go to the door and I slip and I smash my head on the ground. Blood is everywhere.
No.
The lady opening the door like freaks out. She's like, we got to call medical staff.
Senor. Was she like,
Yeah.
okay.
She was tripping out. She's like, you got to call medical staff right now. And I go, no, I'm fine. And then I run to the shower and it's just blood just oozing everywhere, right? And the medical staff comes and they're like, you got to go to the hospital. You got to get stitches. And I go, can we get to stop bleeding? Go, yeah. And they got it to stop bleeding. And I go, you know what? I'm good. So I just put a bandage around my head and just kept on partying for 2 more days.
I thought you were no longer getting blackout drunk.
It wasn't blackout drunk.
No, just I thought you weren't even
I was
drinking
sober. I wasn't. But the only thing is, like, I was too afraid to try to buy marijuana in Mexico because I'm like, the one
not even
person
that good there.
The
Yeah,
one person I'm going to ask in Mexico is the one that's going to be the narc and is
Right.
going to send me to
That's true.
a jail
And you go
in
to
Mexico.
Mexican jail and I would miss
then
you.
and then I'll have to pay like stupid amount of pesos to try to get out of jail. So it wasn't worth it, and it had all the alcohol there. So see, that's why I shouldn't drink alcohol.
I know,
because
you shouldn't.
It's not
Look,
for me.
it was a reminder for you
Yeah.
that you shouldn't. Well, that's funny because I'm actually going to Mexico this weekend
Oh,
with my
sweet.
mom. I'm going for a week with my mother to
Just you and your
Cabo.
mom?
Yeah. Me and
Sweet.
the mom. We're going to hang out. I haven't had a vacation, and we're going to hang because I don't get to see her. You know, moms get older.
You guys
and-
are just going to party. I
gonna
forgot
party.
that. Wait, so your mother's remarried?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My stepdad. They've been together 30 years.
Yeah,
Her
we haven't
third
really
marriage.
talked about that in a
No?
while.
No, what would you like to know?
No, I was
Together.
just
They're
wondering.
super
Yeah,
happy.
because I was wondering if your mom was, single again
No,
or something
no.
like that.
She's been
and
my
she's out
stepdad.
on the
They're
prowl.
super happy. No, we're
You
just
and
like, we got to hang
You
like
and your
girls.
mom out in Cabo, just cruising for dudes.
Exactly. No, you want to know something really funny about senior frogs, though?
Yeah.
So that's the place where they squirt the tequila in your mouth,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay,
It's crazy.
So when I was in high school, I was there. I went there on vacation. I would think I was a senior in high school, so I was 18. And my mom had just started working, and she was excited because she's like, I'm going to take us on a family vacation. And she just met my stepdad, I think, and it was my brother, who you love, who didn't like me well, now he likes me, but then he still did not. He was a junior in college.
Yeah.
I was a senior in high school, my mom, my stepdad. So we go for a week. And we go over New Year's, and we go to Senior Frog. We go there. So the problem is, the first day we get there to Mexico, the problem is, my brother, he's so awesome, is that you go on a family vacation for a week, and all the guys are always like, oh, your brother's so cool. So all the guys that I think are cute are like instantly friends with my brother.
Yeah.
And all the girls think he's cute. So I'm like, God, I'm not going to make, this week's going to suck because it's like they all want to hang my brother, and my brother never wants me around.
Yeah.
So we get there, and that happens like in the first day. I see this hot guy named John. I'm like, oh my God, he's so hot. And 5 minutes later, he's talking to my brother. I'm like, God damn it, I'm never going to get to meet this guy. So I'm kind of pissed.
Your brother's going
But-
to C-block you.
I know, he does. So I'm sitting there, and I actually have one friend who's there from high school who I know, and she's there with her family, and we're hanging out all week. And I keep looking at this guy, John. I have the biggest crush on him, but he barely talks to me. The last night, it's New Year's Eve. We're at Senior Frogs, which is this crazy place where the guys walk around. And this was like a long time ago, but they've got like a backpack filled with tequila, and they just shoot it in your
Yes,
mouth.
that
right?
rules.
Right?
Uh-huh.
There's like a little thing, and they shoot it in your mouth. So I got wasted. My mom got wasted. My family's not like big drinking. We all got drunk. It's New Year's Eve. And so this guy, John, I start talking to him. He's like, hey, what's up? He's like, yeah, I go. I said, what's up with you? He's like, I go to University of Michigan. He was like a sophomore. I'm like, God, I would love to go to U of M. I can't, I hope I get in. He's like, well, don't you have a while? Like, don't you have a while to think about that? I'm like, no, I'm waiting to hear if I got accepted. He's like, wait a minute, how old are you? I was like, I'm 18. I'm a senior. I'm waiting. He's like, the first day I saw you by the pool, and I said to your brother, who's that chick? She's hot. And he's like, that's my sister. She's 14. Don't talk to her.
Oh, no.
So all week long, every guy in Mexico that my brother was hanging out with, everyone thought I was 14.
Oh, well, you could pass up 14.
Well, yeah, but I was pissed, so then I hooked up with him. I was pissed at my brother. But my brother
get
wasn't
back at your brother.
necessarily doing it to protect me. It's because he just really didn't want me to hang out. So that's my Senior Frog's messed up story.
See, Senior Frogs, people.
I know. So maybe I'll have to go this week with my mom.
Yeah, do it.
I know.
Snapchat it. How are you doing on Snapchat these days?
We're Snapchatting now. It's at Sex with Emily on Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram. And I'm doing okay. Not as good as you.
Yeah?
Your Snapchat, it's just because it's another thing to do.
And it's hard. It's like, it's funny because, Ice-T, the actor, rapper, Ice-T and Coco, and he was doing an interview about his reality show, and there were a couple seasons in, and then they decided to quit doing it. And he goes, eventually, if you try to do something every day, like your life is not exciting every single day at every
Right.
single moment, and that's what you try to do with Snapchat and keep it up
Right.
all the time. And sometimes it's just impossible. Sometimes I'm just at my house and I'm watching Hulu, but I try to put some content on
But
there.
between that and Instagram and Snapchat,
Yeah.
I just, but we try every day. So
Yeah.
everyone check it out. We are doing that. We're doing it. We're doing it
It's
now.
super cool.
Yeah.
Anything else going on in your life? You're just
I'm doing Loveline now.
single, mingling.
I'm single. This is the longest.
Yeah.
I was thinking today that I broke up with someone like 2 months ago. And this is the longest I've gone without having sex in my entire life, perhaps.
No way.
Right. Not even like a dalliance. Not even like it's weird. But I think it's healthy. I mean, I'm not like trying. Here's the thing. I'm not like I've been like sitting home twiddling my thumbs, super busy. I'm just not focused on dating right now. And I think this is like healthy for me.
Yeah.
I'm going to go bang a bunch of people in Mexico. But right now,
Yeah,
so
you're
there's
just
no
focused on
dating. I mean, I've
show.
been asked out here and there. I had like one date, but I'm just not. But it's interesting for me to look at it and go, oh, you know what? It's not where my focus is right now. But I am doing Loveline every night now.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So that's 5 nights a week. People can check that out, or you can listen to the podcast of Loveline.
Yeah.
Which is with Dr. Drew. That's
So
really fun.
the Loveline podcast, it's available on iTunes, correct?
Yeah, just like where our podcast
Yeah,
is.
sweet.
You can find that.
There's so many Emily podcasts now.
I know.
You have the Sex with Emily podcast, and then you have the Loveline podcast.
Right.
Wow.
I know people are just going to be like not going to work. Just
I know.
listening all
This
day long.
nonstop content.
I know they can listen to your podcast.
Yeah, the Woody Show. It's up every single day. It's about pop culture and what's going on in the news. Not too much banging and sex.
That's okay. People need a
relationship
little bit
stuff.
of everything. They get a lot of banging from me.
But yeah, the Woody Show's doing really well. We just got some numbers back, and people are really embracing us in Los Angeles. Is great. So
I'm proud of you. Is it because of the billboard when they saw your cute face?
my billboard was like a cartoon. So.
I know, but still, that's even better.
Yeah.
Okay, so one more thing. I want to see our podcast, Dirty. I want to give you a little teaser if you wanted to check out our last podcast that we did recently, some of the shows, because we do 2 a week, Dirty Talk and Dating Dilemmas. We posted that last week. We talked about online dating deal breakers. Bad grammar is a big one. What to do if your partner's dirty talk ends up being a distraction. We talked about long distance relationships, so you can check out that podcast. And again, every week we do too.
It was funny. You were talking about bad grammar. There was just a study that was put out by a couple of universities saying that if you're a person that's always focused on grammar, you're probably a person that sucks to hang out with.
Really? Like
Yeah.
if you're focused too much in life?
Yeah, if you're the a-hole that's always like you're on social media trying to correct somebody. I love it too because I mess up on grammar all the time on
Right.
social media, but I love it that it came out that you're most likely an a-hole if you're
I don't know
focusing
if you're
on
an
grammar.
a-hole.
But if you're somebody
Like
in
you're
the
super anal and
comments,
uptight, you're like,
and then in the
check your
comments,
grammar.
I'm like, what the F are you doing with
I
your
know,
life
it's social
all
media.
day?
We're quick. We're like moving.
Who cares?
Okay, but
But-
with dating, it's a deal breaker. Anyway, check out that show. It was a fun one. It
Well,
was a
for
good
you
one.
too, because you love people writing long messages
I love
to
writers.
you. And
I
all that
know.
stuff.
I
Yeah,
do. I
you're
always
obsessed with
dated
that.
writers. I know, but it's,
some people don't care. They just want somebody to have fun with, and
Right.
apparently you're not fun if you care about grammar all the
apparently
time.
I'm dating a bunch of losers who are not fun, but they write
Yeah.
really, really well. Also, April 20th, 420. Which is a big holiday for some people.
Mm-hmm.
7 p.m. I will be at the brand new Hustler Hollywood store on Hollywood Boulevard. They've got a grand
They
opening.
love you there.
I know. It's a grand opening, though. They've got a brand spanking new store. Hashtag shopping with Emily. Because you go into these sex stores, sometimes sex toy stores, and you're like, what the hell do I buy? They have lingerie, they have toys. You're like, what do I buy? Guess what? I will be there. We will go shopping. I'm not sure what time it's at. 7 p.m. I already said that. And you can RSVP at sexwithemily.com. I just want to see you there.
Love
It'll
it.
be fun. Okay. We've got a little bit of sex in the news, Menace, and this one made me think of
All
you.
right.
Because I got to see if this study here kind of contradicts some things that you've told me.
What?
Traveling improves your sex life is the headline.
Yes.
There are a few things in life more fulfilling than travel. Broadens our perspective by exposing us to new cultures and customs and way of thinking and all that. But the benefits to traveling don't end with spiritual enlightenment. It says traveling can actually improve your health. And there was a survey, Expedia, legit, 31 million travelers took the survey, and 81% they said they feel better, as a direct result of a
a
vacation.
travel website did a study saying that you have better sex
But no-
while you're doing travel?
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Okay, but Menace.
But I totally believe
that
that
doesn't
it is
surprise
true.
anybody. But
Yeah.
No, the part that is that if your health feels better, but also that taking a vacation helps you lose weight. gain confidence, feel younger, and yes, have
Lose
more
weight.
sex.
Oh my God. People hog out. They say that you can gain up to 20 pounds going on vacation.
But when you, that's
there's
what I wanted to talk
shenanigans.
to
You
you
always
about.
got to read the fine print on where these surveys come from.
Well,
but
listen, I don't care if it's
I
from
don't
Expedia,
disagree
but
with
it's
the results. No.
Right, but you, Menace, okay, well, I was going to say that you get the, you get sunshine, makes you feel better.
Love it.
Right? Serotonin, all that stuff. So if you're feeling depressed, creatively stunted, anxious, all this stuff, we all know it's great for vacation. Great to go on vacation and get like a renewed sense of self. But you said on a recent podcast that when you go on vacation, I was like, well, don't you have to have sex? You're like, no, I eat too much and I don't want to have sex. But you are actually not going against the norm.
Yeah.
So that's
See,
not.
I don't
you didn't have a lot of
conform.
sex. You don't conform, I guess.
No,
You
no,
drink,
I do.
You bash your head in.
Depending on the type of.
Are you avoiding having? Are you drinking?
No. No,
I'm just saying,
it's
31 million people.
It's depending on the vacation. Like, are we doing vacation where we're really active and we're going out and hanging out in the jungle with like monkeys and shit like that, or are we going ATVing and stuff like that? Some of the stuff can be exhausting if you're
tequila.
all day long. But if you're relaxing, like this last one, then yeah, of course, yeah, you're having more sex.
Right. So I hope to. Well, I'm gonna be with my mom, but maybe I'll meet someone.
Yeah,
I'm
your
just
mom
saying,
will hook you
This
up.
made me think of you because you were saying that it was a problem sometimes when you go away.
Yeah, sometimes.
But
maybe you're in Vegas, and yeah.
And that's Vegas is your like.
Yeah, Vegas
second
is.
home.
I love Vegas.
I
I'm gonna be
know.
there soon, doing something. I don't know.
I haven't been.
Oh, I'm gonna go see Rihanna.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, I love Riri.
I love her.
You want
too.
to talk about a sexual person? Rihanna.
I know
telling you.
she's hot, right?
Yeah,
God, I would love to go.
she oozes sex.
Yeah, just like me and you. Okay.
Not me so much.
We're going to give a little shout out to our sponsors, and we'll be right back. If you've listened to the show the last couple months, you've probably heard me talk about a unique product called the Womanizer. A while back, the owners of the company asked if they could send me one to test out, which, of course, you know me, I agreed to it. I own and review a lot of toys, and I was fairly confident I've tried every category of product around, but I was wrong. The Womanizer was designed in Germany, and unlike anything else on the market, it indirectly stimulates the clitoris using suction. It's kind of like a sexy ear thermometer. It has a silicone cylinder on the face that you place over your clitoris, kind of like how a partner might use their mouth. And while it's on, you can vary the suction and move it around to create an amazingly intense experience. In fact, most women in their focus group achieved orgasm in 1 minute. That's right, a 60-second orgasm. You can just knock it out if you want. So I tried the Womanizer, and they weren't kidding. It's amazing. The suction is adjustable, and you can position it to create so many different sensations. The Womanizer is really in a category of its own, and I suggest you check it out for yourself. Go to sexwithemily.com and click on the Womanizer banner for more information. Okay, so I want to introduce a new segment we just started. Emily, please tell my partner.
Oh no.
I know. Sometimes it's hard to approach your partner, something you might want in the bedroom, like you try to talk about it, it's hard to bring up, and you don't know how to do it anymore. You're like, you're hitting the wall. So I'm going to do it for you. We did it on a recent podcast, Ghosting, Threesomes, and the Single Grunt Guy. So if you want your boyfriend to like shave his pubes because they get in the way when you're going down on him, or you wish your girlfriend would talk dirty to you, and there's like just something you're like, oh, I can't do it, just email me, feedback@sexwithemily.com, and I can make the call for you. and help you
Everyone
out.
is obsessed with ghosting recently.
I know, ghosting is like the whole
I think
thing.
it's just a hot term that everybody wants
It
to
is
use
a hot
to
term.
be
They love
cool.
the term. We should come up with a new term because then
Ghosting?
Well, people just glob onto any Tinder is always having now ghosting. It's like there's always like a new hot term. Like,
Well, we were
we come up with one?
we
I don't
were
know.
reading a survey just recently about millennials and how they break up, and they said that ghosting is the number one way. So if people don't know what ghosting means,
Please
that
explain it
means,
for the audience.
It means if you have a lot of communication with somebody that you're dating, and then suddenly you just disappear, so you're a ghost.
There was a great post I saw, like a blog post on some site, and it was like, what happened right before, like the last messages before the person ghosted. And it was like, hey, yeah, that was really fun. Okay, well, I'll see you Tuesday. And it's like nothing. It's just all the thing, and then they're gone, which they just disappear.
Yeah,
because I guess
because
back in the day, though, didn't people ghost before texting? They just wouldn't call you?
Oh, it was probably so much easier to ghost.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you just never picked up
see him
the-
again. They might have
yeah.
died. You don't know
Yeah.
because you wouldn't see him. Your friends wouldn't see him.
There was no voicemail. There was no cell phones.
It's so weird now, though, because when I think about this a lot. Like when you break up with someone, I remember You really wouldn't see
yeah.
that. Like, you just, like, you'd have a
They
friend months
disappeared.
later who'd like, oh, I ran into him at a party, and I'd be like, tell me everything. But now it's like, oh, I can just go to your Instagram
Yeah.
and see, like,
Where you been?
yeah, who your friends are, who you
Where
like.
you
can
ate
check
for
your banking.
lunch.
It's great. It's super fun. Yeah, I kind of liked it when they would be out of your life.
More and more kids.
Kids.
More and more kids. More of the people that I dated over the years have kids now. It's weird.
I know. Do you see them? How do you
I'm
feel
like,
about that?
I could have had a kid with you.
Right. Thank God
Maybe
you did.
I
Little
didn't.
Menaces.
No,
You're not going to have kids, huh?
It doesn't look like it. I got my French bulldog Churro. I love her.
I know.
You can follow her on Instagram. Thank you, everybody.
What is it? My Dog Churro.
My dog Churro at my dog Churro. Yeah,
Right,
I mean that's
Churro.
enough, but I just can't imagine a human being. You know, like when she was a little puppy. And I had to wake up in the middle of the night when I have to go to work at 3 a.m. It was a struggle, you know? And then
Right.
imagine like kids for years and years
Forever.
and years. And
Like,
now,
even past 18. Like,
yeah.
they're always on your mind.
And now
everything.
Churro, she just sleeps all night and that's it, you
I know, you love her.
And then she sleeps all day too. But I just a kid that's always in your face. And it's funny. Okay, I'm sorry like for people that already have kids and
Right.
it
Love
seems like
kids.
I'm knocking it.
No, it's just
But
it's not for everybody.
it's hard to see people that just make themselves miserable thinking that they can't do anything because they have kids. I don't know.
What do you mean? Like once they have the kid, they're like, I can't do anything else. Like,
Yeah. I mean, there's some that I know that just like, whatever, they just had a kid and then they're out partying like a month later. And then
Right.
some like, they're always
I think you
focused
have
on
to
the
have.
kid.
I know it's such a different world now because back in the day, like I feel like my parents were like, "Oh, I have a kid," but they're gonna like adjust to our lives. And then there was this certain generation where it's like it was all about the kids, and we're gonna do everything for the kids. And I think that it's sort of a combination of both. Like, yes, you have kids, but the parents can't stop like living their lives. And being,
Yeah, that's what I want. I just want people to be happy, you
Right,
know,
I know.
and just have fun and be able to. But
you're
I
gonna mess
can't-
up your kids no matter what.
Yeah.
Because everybody's no one has a perfect childhood. I mean, I don't mean you're gonna mess them up purposely. You're gonna be the best parent in the world, but everyone's gonna have issues. So you might as well just live a life that works for everybody in the family.
So much responsibility that I cannot handle.
Dude, you know me. I mean,
Yeah.
speaking of responsibility, this next email also what?
Didn't you get a dog?
It didn't work out.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Well, speaking
I
of
don't
dogs,
think you're
though,
ready.
well, no, I'm ready. I'm ready again. But this last dog that I almost adopted turns out wasn't ready for adoption. But I went through the whole process. But
Oh,
we're
man.
still looking.
Isn't
we're
that
on the look
brutal?
for the perfect dog.
Like going
What?
through that entire
It
process.
was so sad. Yeah, I know
Yeah.
people feel when they're like go off to like wherever Africa to like a child that doesn't work. Like I just had to go to San Francisco and it didn't work.
Wow.
But the dog just wasn't ready yet. It's a rescue dog, but I'm going to get one. But speaking of dogs, the first email came in also relates to you and I, both of us. And
Okay.
dogs. Oh, so thank you emailing us feedback@sexwithemily.com, and thank you for also being so awesome and including your name, your age, how you listen, where you're from. Okay, hi Emily. I liked your recent discussion on what to do with the dog when it wants to be in the room during playtime.
Oh, we put that podcast out?
Yeah, you
Oh,
brought that up.
I thought we were just playing around.
No, you brought
testing
that up.
equipment. I didn't
No.
know you were putting that on the internet.
Oh, yeah. It was already on the interweb. This is about you, Miss.
Oh, no.
But they said, I was wondering if you kicked Anderson's dog out of the room when using the Sybian or whatever while you were watching the dog.
Oh,
Remember
did
I was
you
watching
torment
Stanley?
that dog?
No, I didn't. I don't think I had sex
Wait.
when I was watching Stanley.
Hold on. You're using
Oh.
the Sybian. I don't even know this story. Wait. Wind
Okay,
up.
I remember Stanley.
Rewind.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you mentioned a few weeks ago when you were also saying that we were talking about your sex life, which was monumental on the show. We were all blown away. All the sex
I thought
with
we were
Emily.
just testing equipment. I didn't think we were putting that on the internet.
Yeah,
but
that
it's
was on the
good.
internet. That was a
Yeah.
podcast.
All right.
Sorry about that.
No, it's okay. I don't care.
Okay, I hope not, because it's out there and it got a lot of response and people are really excited that you have sex. So we talked about the fact that, you're like, what do you do when the dog's watching or not? And then it's kind of can be troubling sometimes. You say we're talking
They
about
judge
churro.
you.
They don't judge you.
They do.
I got a professional opinion from a vet, so just wait a minute.
All right. Go ahead.
So I watch Stanley, who I'm obsessed with Anderson's dog sometimes. So he wants to know if I was using the Sybian with Stanley in the room. No, I was not.
All right, good.
I find it harder to be in the moment with a pet watching me, but I feel bad closing the door on them, especially if they've been home all day before that. They probably have better lives than us, so I guess we shouldn't feel so bad. Love, Calvin, 34, Manhattan. Listen to the podcast. So, Calvin, thanks for asking. I actually didn't have sex while I was watching Stanley, Anderson's dog, so thanks for bringing that up. My old dog, Daisy, though, used to sleep at the end of the bed. with me when I would have sex. And I don't think that she was a little, she just didn't sleep.
But she didn't like try to be all up in the mix?
She wasn't like crying. She was like, that's cool. Just, I'm going to stay here in the bed. No, I mean, so, but she was a little dog in my queen bed. But I know that you have Churro, who's a little bigger.
Yeah, she has little radar ears. Like she's like moving back and forth. And she's just like, she looks at you with piercing eyes.
See, that would be harder.
She's judging you.
She's not judging. She's not judging. So at the end of the day, like, I was saying, Kevin, like, you're the boss. You can train your dog. I mean, you can train the dog. Like, we're to sit outside the room and hang out in a dog bed or just get over it. They're not going to scar the dog. So I asked my best friend, Charlotte, who is a vet, and I said, is it bad to have, like, the dogs watch? Is it going to torment them? What do you do? And she said, I don't think it's bad for pets unless it makes them anxious, in which case you need to shut them out of the room in the first place. And you can absolutely train them to be okay with it and leave. It's not easy, but it's totally doable. So if you still want to have sex with your partner and the dog, you can train your dog. And you, just like kids, the dog can't rule your life. The kids can't take, you got to still have sex with your partner. And if the dog's, does Churro get anxious?
Churro, yeah, she'll run back and forth the edge of the bed and then want to jump on the bed.
Bone and put her out in the.
She doesn't care. She wants to be with
you. I get it.
Mama and Papa.
I know, but I don't want it to stop. But babies would still be, you'd still be sleeping with, kids would still be sleeping with their around 18 if you didn't eventually like train your kids. So I just wanted to share that with you. Okay, hi Emily. I am 21-year-old female and I've been in a relationship for 3 years. Everything with them is really good, but I miss just having a sex buddy. So I'd like to add a sexual partner to my life without breaking up with my boyfriend. I don't feel like my relationship with either of them will affect the other, but lots of people do. So this is where I would like your advice. Should I talk to my boyfriend about this? If so, how? If I don't say anything, is it considered cheating? Thanks for the help, Kelsey.
All right, Kelsey.
Kelsey, we've got a little ground to cover here. Let me get this straight. You're in a committed relationship with your boyfriend of 3 years who you should be having sex with, but you'd like to add a little something to the side. And Kelsey, this is called cheating. Gotta be honest with you. She's having sex, but she's like, I just kind of want to have more sex on the. She says,
and your partner doesn't know anything about it, then it's cheating.
Right. It's totally
Would your partner be upset?
She's like, I don't know if they'd be upset. She's asking me. She's like,
you don't know?
She says to me, well, they might be okay. I'm not sure yet. She's like, but I miss having sex on the side, which means Kelsey, you're not having fulfilling sex in your relationship right now, and you got to turn all this sexual energy that you have towards your boyfriend and work on that and see why you're not being fulfilled by that. Or you could talk to him and say, I'm thinking of getting something outside the relationship, but do not go and have sex with someone else. Yes, that is considered cheating. 100%. I don't think your boyfriend's going to be okay with it, and it's dishonest. And she wants a little F buddy without telling him, but wants to know if that's cheating.
Oh, it's totally cheating. Right. Come on.
I mean, but maybe he's been looking for something else. I mean, I'm not saying you need to break up. I'm saying that you need to talk to him before you venture outside the relationship.
Yeah, start off with a woman. Say, hey, I think I want to mess around with a woman. And, I mean, he'll be open to that. And then maybe, hey.
Just kidding.
Maybe then, hey, what do you think of me hooking up with another guy?
You think she's got to ease into it?
Yeah, you got to ease into it. Not just like straight up, I want to hook up with another guy. Because I very, very small percentage of guys would be cool with that.
Yeah, I know. But she's just like, hey, is that cool? Can I do that? No, I don't think it's cool. Don't cheat. And if you want to be in an open relationship, that's a whole nother thing. But that's about rigorous honesty, talking to your partner. And so, Kelsey, don't go off and do that. Okay. Hello, Emily. My name is Owen. I'm 22 years old, a huge fan of your work. I'm about to lose my virginity, which I'm excited about, but I've had something I was always insecure about. I sweat a lot. I'm a bit worried that it could be a turnoff during sex. Since I've never had sex before, I want to know, in your experience, having and studying sex, do you get sweaty during sex? Is it a turn on or turn off if a guy gets sweaty during sex? What advice do you have for sweaty guys like me?
Sweaty.
Owen. First time, never had sex. There's so many things that guys worry about.
Yeah, he's worrying about sweating. Like, don't worry about sweating.
There's so many other things to worry about, by the way. No. You should listen to our Virgin show that we just put out. We just put out a show about everything you need to know about being a virgin and having sex.
What happened in that episode? Can you give me a small recap?
I had sex with a virgin.
You did?
Yeah, it was a really interesting show.
On the
people
show?
always complain that it's called Sex with Emily. I never actually have sex on the show, so I was like, get me a virgin.
Oh, sweet.
That's not what happened.
I'm sure that got a lot of downloads.
Now it will. Okay, so I understand that he's worried, right? I mean, do you remember the first time you had sex?
Yes, I do. And I was extremely worried because my mother tormented me my entire life and told me the first time I ever have sex, I'm going to get a woman pregnant. But then after...
Everyone's so tormented by that.
Yeah,
people's parents.
but after the first time, then, I was good. And then I wanted to do it all the time, of course.
Of course, and you haven't stopped except for when you go on vacation. Okay, so... I don't know if he has like a normal amount of sweating. Like there are people who have excessive sweating, which is called hyperhidrosis. And that's like when you do you know those people who they like have this. It's
but
like
still, I mean, you're having sex. So don't even worry about it.
He's worried about sweating. So yeah, you do sweat during sex sometimes when it's really hot. It's kind of sexy though. Like you sweat. You're not,
It's
sex
lubrication.
is messy. Right. Sweating is a lubrication. That's what he's saying. Instead of communication is lubrication. Listen, sex is messy. It's a beautiful thing, but there's semen, there can be vaginal excretions like squirting, there could be sweating, blood, for example.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff
matter.
that goes on. Fecal matter, if you're into that kind of thing. There's a lot that goes on, and it's not always, but that's part of sex. So I wouldn't trip on it. And if you're with someone that you like and you trust, at the moment she's not going to be like, oh my God, I'm so excited to be having sex. Bottom line, she'll be psyched to be having sex, and so will you, and I wouldn't trip on the sweating thing.
Not at all. You'll be okay.
You'll be fine. We all survived. Okay. We got another email. Dear Dr. Emily, I'm a longtime listener from Toronto. You've answered my questions in the past and are always insightful. I'm 48, divorced 8 years, single mom, and recently met and began dating a man 8 months ago. Our physical connection is incredible. Our intellect is off somewhat. And although I don't believe in dating based on potential, I believe that he's open to learning new things, is never judgmental, and always kind. My issue is this. Because I have teenage daughters at home, our dates, which are once a week, are always at his house. I've recently become resentful, unbeknownst to him, of the fact that I always bring the wine I'd like to drink and the dinner or snacks. The wine is $15. I'm including this fact so that you don't think my taste is above what perhaps he might be able to afford. And although I'm a vegetarian, cheese, grapes, and baguette doesn't seem to too much to expect, or is it? His fridge is always bare, except for the beer he drinks. I often ask on my way there, do you have wine? Maybe some crackers? The answer is no. So I stop on my way to his house. He seems apologetic, but never offers to reimburse me or pay for the groceries I bring when I cook his dinner at his house. Please help. It is not my nature to point out someone's inadequacies. After many months of gas, mileage, food, wine purchases, I'm beginning to feel like this man will never reciprocate, despite what I feel to be basic prep to enjoy an evening with your lover. Thanks for all you do, Madison, Menace, and Anderson too. Appreciate your feedback, Kelly.
All right, Kelly.
All right. Yeah.
If you're just going to him all the time with all this stuff and he's not doing the same,
right,
then you're kind of just getting used.
Don't you think I'm mad? Because I was thinking like there's two things going on. Like, is he being cheap or he doesn't just realize he's being considerate? Like,
I think while he's enjoying it, yeah, he might be just oblivious. Oblivious?
But oblivious, but he's probably in his 40s, right? She's 48, he's something. So I just kind of think, that you got to bring it up. I mean,
Well, this is what I would do.
Okay.
Without even bringing it up.
Yeah.
Invite him to come see you.
See, she can't because she has daughters at home, so she always has to go to him and drive there.
Okay, well, find another place where he can meet you and see what happens. And if he does absolutely nothing after everything that you've done, then he's either completely stupid or, he's just taking advantage of you.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it does say a lot about him, but I wouldn't jump to conclusions that he will never reciprocate if you've never brought it up to him. So let's just give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's been a bachelor for a long time.
Yeah, and definitely if I was in that situation and I just felt like that she kept on wanting to do that, then I would just let her, you know?
Right. Well, this is what I'm saying. So some guys are just kind of dense. Like maybe he's never been in a relationship. I don't know. I mean, so for some people, it's kind of like a muscle. Like if you don't bring it up, he's not going to know. But if you say to him, like, you know, I feel like you're going to start to resent him even more. So you could just say, call him the next week. This is what I think. Because says she could only go to his house because she's got kids at home. And she likes to sleep at his house once a week. So I would just say, hey, babe, I'm running a little late. Can you pick up the wine and food? Done.
Yeah.
Stop offering. See what happens. If he's like, no, I don't have time, whatever, then show up empty-handed and then see what happens. And
That's
if
a
he
good
says,
plan.
oh, I don't have time, you know, whatever, I can't do it, I've got everything I need here. You know, I've got everything I need here, and you walk in and there's beer in an empty fridge, he's selfish.
Okay,
He's a selfish
that's a
bastard.
good plan. I mean,
But-
because
Right?
I would be put in a
He's not
weird
12.
situation if a woman brought that up to me, like, hey, you're never buying the wine or anything like
Right.
that. I'd be like, oh, okay. Maybe I just wasn't picking up on
That's
it, you
what
know.
I'm
But
thinking.
that's a good test, though.
Right?
Not
Because-
to play games because I hate games,
Right.
But it's a good test
It's a
to
good test.
avoid
Don't
making
even
things
offer.
awkward.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got 2 kids, you're working hard, you're driving there, you're making the effort. I say, just say, I don't have time tonight. Can you pick up my wine? I like the Pinot Grigio and the
Or
crackers.
the Opus One,
Right. Pick up the Opus One, biatch.
which is a $300
$300
bottle
bottle
of
of wine. Right. But I would just, no, you're not
I
being.
had some recently.
You did? Was it good? I've had it,
It was
once.
cool. I couldn't tell the difference. It could be a $2
I know,
bottle
that's
of wine.
the thing. I mean, but Kelly, I don't think that you're being out of line. You seem like a really sweet, conscious, you know, giving woman. And I don't think that you're asking too much here at all for him to contribute to show like a little consideration. Because I was dating a guy once. I remember the same thing. Like I'd go to his house and we were dating, you know, for a while. And I was like, every time I went over there, or one time I went over there and he was like, eating dinner. He's like, and he knew that I hadn't eaten because, you know, I never pick up. He's like, oh yeah, oh you haven't eaten? I'm like, no. He's like, yeah, I just picked up food, and that was annoying. He did that a few times, and then another time, like, he knows I only drink wine, but he only drinks whiskey. So like, he never once like I bought whiskey at my house. So just like, there's certain things like, you know, you kind of, and then eventually he picked up on it. Like one time he's like, look, I got your wine. So, you know, if he's not getting it, you got to try this. And if not, I think you can, then if you really like this guy, you can say something like, it would mean a lot to me if you could provide the food and snacks from time to time, but let's just see how it goes with the test. But you are not out of line here at all, Kelly. I think it's totally understandable that it should be reciprocal. So, and thanks for the sweetness and thanks for listening to the show. Longtime listener. I love that. In Toronto, one of my favorite cities. Okay, Kelly, thank you.
I love
Thank you for
Toronto.
listening.
I've never been there, but
Oh,
I
it's
would love
an
to go.
awesome city. Yeah, we used to go a lot.
I hear good things.
Because Michigan, we'd go. It was a drive. All right, that's all we got time for.
That's it?
I know, baby. but
Making
it's
a
good to see
shorty
you.
one.
Well, Menace, people can find you at
Just Menace on Instagram and Twitter is always the best. I love Instagram. Instagram's my thing. I like taking photos.
Yeah.
You know, my dog Churro, and I think that's it.
Okay.
Or you know,
Woody podcast?
Yeah, the Woody Show podcast you can find on iTunes, SoundCloud, wherever you want. It's
Wherever
there.
podcasts are not sold.
Yeah,
'Cause we don't sell them.
we don't sell podcasts, and a lot of people have been listening to both shows, which is great. I love that.
I love that. Do
Yeah.
they hit you up and say,
Yeah, I mean, I run into people around Los Angeles who listen. It's the Woody Show. If you don't know, it's a morning radio show on Alt 98.7 in Los Angeles, owned by iHeartRadio. It's on every day, 6 to 10 a.m. But I run into people all the time that listen to both shows. It's
awesome.
great.
I love
In
it.
the most awkward places.
like in the
It's
bathroom?
funny. No, I'll be like at maybe a kid friendly park, and somebody will whisper like, "Hey, I listen to Sex." Oh,
You say
sweet.
whisper. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you, Menace. And also, everyone, thank you for supporting the show. I love hearing from you. And also, I love when you review the show, Menace. Whenever you tell people, like, you've shouted that out before, if you go to iTunes, you like the show, give
That'd
us
be
a little
great.
5-star.
That really helps. You
Yeah,
know,
it really does help. And your subscriptions help, too.
Emily has a
Subscribe to the
whole
show.
squad now of people that she
love my squad.
that she works with to put the show together. I just come and turn the microphones on, but it would really, really help the show if you could just go and rate and review it. Emily wants 5 stars, but if you want to just be honest, put whatever you want. It really
Yeah,
hurts her
it's
feelings
cool.
though when there's 1 or 2 stars.
Yeah, just don't do it. Just
She
don't
cries
subscribe.
about it at night.
I do cry, and I haven't slept. I won't sleep for a few
Yeah.
days, but it's cool. I just want you to be all to be
know.
honest, because
The
we're
only-
all about rigorous
The
honesty.
only reviews that I hate is like the people that want us to be hardcore, where we're dropping F-bombs and S-bombs and talking, being extremely dirty. Because
Do they say that?
I feel like that's the
I don't
people.
swear.
They don't.
I swear swear at once.
Yeah, we should. I mean, but we should. Of course, we swear
and we're
here and
classy.
there. But like the people that want like some hardcore raunchy show, that's just not what this is.
We're trying to help you
I'm
and entertain
sorry.
you along the way.
Go
I'm
find
sorry
another
that's
show.
not who we are.
I'm sure it sucks.
But follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's all at Sex with Emily. And also don't forget our amazing Facebook page, facebook.com/Sex with Emily. And thank you to my amazing squad, as you mentioned.
The squad.
Madison and Lori and Nina and Jamie and Lauren and Menace. I've got fucking amazing people.
I know, right?
I
Crazy.
swear because I love them so much. Okay, everyone, thanks for listening. Was it good for you? Email me, feedback@sexwithemily.com. I have a daily routine that keeps me grounded. Things that I absolutely must do before I can even head out the door. And over the past few months, I added something new. The Intensity by Pour Moi. The Intensity combines two things I love and talk about all the time. Kegel exercises and orgasms. Seriously, I feel like they made this product just for me. Originally developed as a medical device to cure many pelvic floor issues women experience, like inability to orgasm and urinary incontinence, especially after childbirth. The makers quickly learned that the only real side effects from its use were incredible orgasms, which, if you ask me, is not a bad side effect at all. The Intensity applies gentle electrostimulation directly to the pelvic floor muscles. It gives you an amazing, effective Kegel workout. And, as you know, stronger Kegels equals stronger orgasms. So once they realized the Intensity was the best of both worlds, utility and pleasure, the designers added powerful vibrations and a clitoral stimulator for that pleasure side effect. The result is much more than a sex toy. Seriously, it's a product that has changed my sex life. Now it's your turn. To find out how the Intensity can change your sex life, go to sexwithemily.com and click on the Intensity banner. Don't forget to use code Emily at checkout so they know who sent you. I get a lot of emails looking for advice on just about everything, but I'm always excited to get questions that I can offer a definitive solution to. Although some of you are embarrassed to write me about lasting longer in bed, you should know it's way more common than you think, and there is a clinically proven solution, Promescent. Promescent is a quickly absorbing delay spray that was developed by urologists to address issues with premature ejaculation, or PE. Make no mistake, this is not the old-fashioned delay spray that leaves you and your partner numb. It still allows your maximum sensation without any transfer to your partner. The makers of Promescent have been dedicated to helping men for years now, and they've taken the product through rounds of clinical tests that have proven its effectiveness. It is FDA compliant and has been endorsed by a host of medical professionals. Promescent is the real deal. Even if you don't always experience PE, Promescent can help you and your partner experience longer lasting sex, boost your confidence, and eliminate performance anxiety. Try it for yourself and see. Promescent is available without a prescription from a variety of retailers. For more information or to order, go to sexwithemily.com and click on the Promescent banner.